Hello, how are you doing? I hope you're well. I hope you're warm in the cold months and cool in the hot months, and I hope all your dreams come true. Yes, I've been living out of my book bag for about the last 7 years, and I travel playing music, and I have been doing that for about the same amount of time. Before that, I used to work for bands, and I would tour manage them, and I just lived in a van, and I did that for a while, and now I live in a house with my wife, and we just live in it, and cut the grass, and do laundry, and things like that. Just normal, old-fashioned things.
Tell me a little bit about that. What made you change your mind about being serious about being a musician and being an artist?
Well, I saw how some bands were out on tour, and I saw how they were portraying their art in I like to call a very unsavory way. It was more of a they were selling a product than making art, and I thought inside my own heart that maybe there's a more honest and true way to go ahead and show your art and showcase your emotions and your feelings, and maybe have a little bit more transparency about it. And so I just wanted to try it, and I just got in my car and I started booking shows at different bars and clubs and basements and shit like that, and then I just did it.
That's really brave, I think, in a lot of ways. Listening to the album, the most recent one, I Used to Be So Young, it's a very personal album, extremely personal. Yeah. Do you think maybe too personal? Do you think?
I don't know. I wouldn't know how to write other songs, I don't think. I've tried to write like a love song, and I've not been very good at it. And I've tried to just write a song about, going to the beach and playing volleyball or whatever, and I'm not necessarily good at doing that either. But I do have these feelings that live inside me, and I don't know what to do with them all the time. And then sometimes when I just write my feelings down, they come out like a poetic narrative type of a way. And then sometimes those things translate into songs. And it's just the way that it comes out. Maybe other people write music differently.
One of the things I did notice with the reviews of the album was two words that kept coming up: bitter and cynical. And I really sat there and went, did you listen to the same album I did? Because that's not what I heard. Do you feel that you're bitter and cynical about these issues that you talk about?
In ways, I think that I have been. I think everyone is susceptible to let bitterness creep into their heart, and I think any time that, and particularly in this record about I Used to Be So Young, when I was a child, I was forced into a very specific religion, and I was forced into a very specific way of thinking, and for a long time, it made me very bitter, because I was just told that this is the answer, and anytime you'd have a question about it, you weren't allowed to ask questions about it. So I think that maybe at times it did make me feel bitter. But hopefully, whenever you listen to songs on the record, there's always an ending of hope and positivity. I always want to make sure that people know that there is a way out of being cynical and bitter. And there is a way out of the way that, if you're trained or taught to believe a certain thing and you don't want to believe those things, there is a way out of that. You can think for yourself. There is hope. And I hope that people get that too.
Your favorite song off the album?
That's so hard to say.
What's your favorite song right now at this moment off the album? Because that changes probably from show to show, moment to moment.
I don't play this song live because it's too difficult to play for me, but it's probably Don't Give Up. It's probably my favorite song on the record. I really like it a lot. It means a lot to me. I think about things a lot, and if I were to play that song live, I think I would probably have some sort of an emotional breakdown, and I probably couldn't make it through my set, so I just don't play it.
I understand.
But I like that song.
Yeah, actually, I have a little letter that I wrote for you, but it's about that song because that's what happened to me yesterday about it. I was just like, oh! How does it feel to be discovered by a band that you really admire, like Anti-Flag, basically?
It was really nice. I've known those guys a bit before I started to work with them. Chris and Roger from White Wives played at my wedding, and obviously everyone knows who Anti-Flag is, especially in the Pittsburgh punk world. You can't ignore them. They're a big, huge personality,
right.
And it brought me a lot of joy to know that they liked my songs and they wanted to help me make have more people like my songs.
Right.
And I was just very honored by that. They're very kind and generous to me, and I'll be forever grateful to them for that.
But that's pretty common in a lot of smaller musical groups. Like I know Frank Iyer has done it repeatedly with people he tours with. He helps them out however he can. It's a family kind of thing.
Yeah, it's very much so.
I think that's always really cool to see as a fan watching the bands do that kind of thing. So I like that too.
Yeah, I do too.
You're going to be touring through the UK in April.
Yes.
Hitting Europe.
Yes.
You've got the American Spring Tour with Anti-Flag.
War on Women.
And then what's after that? New music, more touring?
More touring. I'll do some more touring with Anti-Flag for the rest of the year. We're in discussion about doing their full world tour with them. I would be on that and going out and playing shows and making a go of it on their new record and being supportive towards that. This is the first time in probably 7 or 8 years I've had a summer off where I wasn't gone the whole summer. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Mowing the grass.
Mowing the lawn, going to the strawberry patch, going to get ice cream, going to the pool, everything. Like I can't wait to just have a summer at home and eat peaches and like cook breakfast and I don't know, just like cool stuff I love to do.
Sure.
And like go to the herb garden. We have a lot of community gardens in the neighborhood that I live at, and you donate your time and then you can go and harvest like the herbs or whatever. And me and my wife will just take like a long walk and go to the different herb gardens and collect herbs and take them home and like make like a mint tea or something. I don't know. I'm a really complicated person. I just like really simple things.
Right.
And I'm working on some new music too.
I mean, you're gonna have to be doing something because while you're, doing the herbs, your brain and your creativity.
Sure.
You can't shut that up.
No, I am writing. I'll be writing a lot with the guys from Anti-Flag when they're home. We're working on a new record together. And there's some other surprises that I have up my sleeve. Different folks that asked to be a part of the new record and want to record on it and sing a part on it and all that stuff. So we're gonna have some really cool treats.
Awesome. Any last thoughts?
I don't guess so. I'm just really thankful that you're here and that you asked me some nice questions, and I'm glad we can share in friendship together.
Yeah.
And just try and be nice to people if you can, even if it's hard. Especially if somebody cuts you off or they shortchange you or they rip you off. It's hard to be nice to those people. But kindness is the only magic that works in this whole fucking world. That it's the only thing that will make things better is if you can extend kindness, especially to people who don't know kindness. And I think if I can leave anybody with anything, I think that's what I'd like to say.
Awesome. That was great.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Yay! Thank you.
Thank you.